Hi Leo, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot readings from the heart. Yeah, this is your reading. You've noticed on the website I've been doing, on the channel, so I've been doing these how-to series of readings I wanted to do 2018, start the year off by trying to empower people, I guess, because it's very, you know, we can always do a lot of predictive readings, and I don't mind doing those, and that is the core of the channel. But I think it's also good just to try and get people to think for themselves as well. What we're doing with this reading is we are using, there's 11 areas, so I always do this reading on myself first. So it's kind of a spread I devised myself, but also it's really sort of based on the Celtic cross. There's 11 areas here. That was very correct for me. I tried it on myself last week. We use the Golden Tarot first for your main reading. The Lover's Tarot, which is by Liz Dean. This is, I think, quite a rare deck because I haven't seen it around, and also it's like 50 quid on Amazon. It's only got the mages in there, and I thought, oh, okay, that's quite a lot. So I got it on eBay for $12.99. I think this might be second hand. We've got the Romance Angels as advice card number 2. We're using this as the lesson that you need to learn in order to find true love. This is advice number 1 and advice number 2 from the Guardian Angel. So you've got Guardian Angels, Doreen Virtue, and the Romance Angels, Doreen Virtue, okay? This reading is geared towards you guys. Those of you who have been in rubbish relationships, you keep repeating patterns of finding the wrong people. Some of you guys might even be in a relationship at the moment that you're not happy with and you're trying to find love. Some of you guys are trying to find yourself, wondering why you're not achieving or finding the best type of partner out there. Well, this reading is geared towards helping you guys with that. So this is the reading called How to Find True Love in 2018. And what we're going to do, we are going to shuffle the cards and see what the universe has to say to you. So, Universe Spirit, how does Leo find true love in 2018 and beyond? How will Leo find true love in 2018 and beyond? What can Leo do to find true love in 2018 and beyond? How can Leo find true love in 2018 and beyond? So, show me the reason why Leos will want to find true love in position 1. As a result of that, what have Leos been doing in order to find true love in position 2? What is their goal towards finding true love? So what is their goal for love in 2018 in position 3? Position 4, what will they be doing or focusing on in order to achieve the goal of number 3? What are their challenges towards finding true love in position 5, and how will they overcome this challenge in position 6? Position 7, what is it that they need to continue doing, or what is it that they need to do in order to try and find true love in position 7? And who are Leos? Who are Leos in terms of their love lives in position 8? What's coming in for Leo in terms of love in 2018? What is it that they'll need to address in position 9? What are their hopes or fears concerning finding true love in position 10? And the overall advice that you have for Leos and finding true love in position 11. Okay, we're going to shift. We are going to cut the deck into 3 like so. And what I'm going to do, because I've shuffled this way, I would be, you know, laying the cards down towards myself. So I have to put it this way so you get to see the cards in the way that I actually shuffled them, okay? Because everything that I do, it has to be where you're seeing them in the correct position. If I were to lay it down in the way that I had done it, which is this way, I would only be seeing the cards in my direction. So you'd be seeing everything upside down. So we look at what is the root issue. What's the reason for you guys wanting to find true love in 2018? And as a result of that, what have you guys been doing? What have you been doing as a result of this area here? What are your goals towards finding true love? What goals do you have for finding true love? And what is it you're doing about it? What is the focus going to be on as a result of it? How are you going to achieve the goal through this card here? What is your challenges in terms of finding true love in 2018? And how will you overcome those challenges? Position 7 is, what are you doing next in terms of finding true love in 2018? And this is you guys. This should be showing Leo as who you are in terms of your love lives in 2018. What are the influences coming in for true love in 2018? And what are your hopes or desires concerning finding true love in 2018? And what is the overall outcome for how Leo finds true love in 2018? Okay, so let's have a look. So in your foundation, the reason that you want to find true love is the Hermit in the reverse. So Hermit reverse means somebody who's been really hurt when you get this card. You've been really, really hurt. You've been really let down. So you go into self-imposed exile. You tend to cut yourself off completely. Usually this is a good card in the upright because it means that you still withdraw because it is the Hermit. So a hermit is a hermit. You tend to go inward. I can be a hermit at the best of times. You know, 2 years ago, I kind of withdrew from a lot of stuff. So this is good in the upright because it means that you're going through a time of inner reflection. But in the reverse, it's not so great because it means that it means that you've completely cut yourself off. And it might be that some of you guys are looking for true love because you had to completely cut yourself off from individuals, other people. It might be that somebody cut themselves off from you completely with the Hermit in the reverse. And as a result of that Hermit in the reverse, what you've been doing to try and find true love is the Knight of Swords reversed. I think pulling back, because the Knight of Swords in the upright says, you know, anything that I like, I go for it. He thrives off his passion. He thrives off his loins, does the Knight of Swords. He gets really overly excited. You know, the Knights, they're young guns, you know, they're up to the age of 30, so they're kind of still boys in their heads. And they're young guns, and they tend to just go with their passions. Even the Knight of Coins, as slow as he is, he's always attracted to something that is material. Or something that is physically attractive. Very rarely does he go underneath the surface. So, Knight of Swords in the upright is somebody who's always charging for love. They're always rushing towards it. It's always something in terms of the excitement that gets their pulses racing and they want to go for it. But the Knight of Swords in the reverse is all about being a little bit reticent. I think you guys, really what you've done is you've pulled back with that Knight of Swords in the reverse, because this is apparently what you guys have been doing in terms of finding true love. So this is about not being so impulsive. This might be some of you guys, well, I'll take a bit of time to find out who this individual is. Okay, or this is, you know, this is a case of, well, I might not do a certain thing. I might stop contacting, because knights represent communication as well. Knight of Swords does. So you're sending an email with this card. And it might be that some of you guys, because we get here that there's been some self-imposed isolation. And it might be, if somebody's withdrawn from you, Leo, it might be with this Knight of Swords in the reverse, you stop contacting that person. You weren't so full on. If this is you going through a time of self-imposed isolation with the Hermit, it might be that you cut yourself, you know, you stop contacting certain people or stop doing certain things. Your goals towards love is the Three of Wands in the reverse. God, they're all reversals. Every single one of them. Okay, that one's not. That's not. Wow. Okay. That's interesting. When you get major with the reversals, there's a lot of work that's got to be done. When you get the majority of the reading being a reversal, a lot of stuff still has to be done. Still very early stages. So I think that some of you guys are still very early stages in trying to find out why you can't find true love. I think there's still a lot of work ahead. Your goal for finding true love is the Three of Wands in the reverse. And I think something to do with not looking outside of yourself. Three of Wands in the reverse is broadening your horizons with that Three of Wands. So your goal for finding true love might be finding, and you know, it depends on how you want to see it. This, because Wands represents spirituality as well in the tarot. So the Three of Wands in the upright is all about looking outside. This is looking further afield. Maybe this is something to do with, I don't think this is a spiritual thing though. I just think that this is for some of you guys, you had, if your goals were the Three of Wands, I think it would be to look further afield, look outside of where you are, you know, perhaps to look at different countries or different areas, or maybe you're looking at, you know, not always going with the gym buff. Maybe you're looking at going with the accountant, you know what I mean? You're looking at broadening your perspective in terms of finding love, if that was the goal with the Three of Wands. But it's reversed, so it's almost like you're looking, your goals are to keep things a little bit closer to home now with this Three of Wands in the reverse. You're not looking to, it's almost like you're not looking outside of yourself, or you're not looking for whoever Mr. or Mrs. Right is, you know, on a cloud with this Three of Wands in the reverse. I get the feeling that some of you guys will be looking a little bit more closer to home. Could be logistically, and it could also be simply in terms of attitude and behaviour and that type of thing. And as a result of that, what you guys will be focusing on in order to achieve this goal with the Three of Wands in the reverse is the Ten of Swords in the reverse. I think you need to overcome some form of a fear. You'll focus on getting over something. Ten of Swords in reverse is a very good card. Remember, reversals aren't bad, okay? They're not. Because every card tells a story. Never think that an upright is good and a reversal is bad, because that's not the way it works. there's something here you're focusing on getting over, healing. Ten of Swords in the reverse is all about healing, letting bygones be bygones, entering a new phase, coming out of a very hurt period of your life. I think that you guys, the focus will be on healing, because your goal is the Three of Wands in the reverse. I think it's something to do with stop looking outside of yourself for your enjoyment or for your pleasure, and start looking closer to home with that Three of Wands in the reverse. So this could be something to do with looking at the self. I feel with this Three of Wands in the reverse, that's your goal in terms of finding love. I think the goal in terms of finding love is to stop looking outward for your pleasure and start looking maybe inward for it with this Three of Wands in the reverse. Because to do that, you need to heal. So I think that this is something to do with the self more than anything else. Because your challenge is the King of Coins in the reverse. I think that some of you guys had a person around you. Could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn individual. But this person was very, very... And you know what the challenge is with this King of Pentacles? This is somebody who is very, very, very shallow. I think you dealt with a really shallow human being. I think you dealt... King of Pentacles in the reverse, Leo, can mean a couple of things. It can mean that somebody who is very pleasure-seeking. So this isn't the type of person. In the upright, the King of Pentacles is all about groundedness and finding somebody who is stable and finding somebody who you can make your wife or your husband and you can really settle down with. In the reverse, this guy doesn't want that. He wants the sex, he wants the pleasure, he wants the cars, he wants the fast life, he wants the money, but he doesn't want the strings attached with that, with the King of Coins. And he can be the other way. He can be somebody who's overly dominant, somebody who says, well, what I say goes. Somebody who values money over everything else and values status over everything else. So you could have dealt with, so your challenge could be, for some of you Leos, that you dealt with a very status-driven individual. And it would make sense that you would therefore start looking at yourself or closer to home, with this Three of Wands being the goal in the reverse. Because I think that you dealt with somebody, not that this person was out of your league, they were just out of who you are. You weren't in, you didn't gel with this type of person. I think that you dealt with somebody where your ideologies, your belief systems didn't gel with this person. Because I'm seeing the reason for why you're looking for love, true love, is because of the Hermit in the reverse. This is either this person here cut off from you completely or you cut off from them completely. This is self-imposed isolation here. And what you've been doing as a result of this is the Knight of Swords in the reverse. You haven't been so interested in pursuing things right off the bat with that Knight of Swords in the reverse. Because your goal is, with that Three of Wands in the reverse, to look more at the self rather than outside of yourself for your enjoyment and for your pleasure and for your happiness. But to do that, you need to overcome the Ten of Swords in the reverse, the pain, the hurt. Because somebody hurt you, this King of Coins reverse. And the most likely outcome, the best way that you can overcome this challenge of this type of individual, King of Coins in the reverse, is the Nine of Cups in the reverse. That's the best way that you can. Nine of Cups in the reverse means a lack of contentment. It means, to me, this is almost like giving up the merriment, the addiction. Because Nine of Cups in the upright is all about pleasure, again, and merriment and addiction sometimes. And too much of a good thing. So it's almost like you need to, for some of you guys, go back to basics with that Nine of Cups. Because to me, the Nine of Cups now in the reverse becomes basic. This is all about richness. Richness of and wealth, of time, of livelihood, of living, of parties, of joy, of drink, of... You know, it's all of those things. Nine of Cups is a neutral card. So any type of joy you get with this card, it can be money, it can be sexual, it can be... partying, it can be smoking, it's a good time card. But in the reverse, to me, this is kind of saying where you need to, if you don't want this type of person, if this person is challenging you, or this type of individual, Leo, is challenging you, then maybe you need to give that up. Maybe you need to give up the environments that you go into with this Nine of Cups in the reverse if you want to avoid that type of individual. Which is why I think that some of you guys, the goal is maybe to do things a little bit that are more, what's the word I'm looking for? There's a word that I'm looking for with this Three of Wands. It's almost like your goal is to do things that are more intimate. So maybe go to more intimate places, quieter places where you can meet people, for example. So instead of going to wine bars with billionaires or millionaires, I'm not saying that's the case for you guys, but you get the gist. Instead of doing that, it might be, well, why don't I go down to the local pub or the local bar instead of going out there and looking for a rich partner? Because it might be some of you guys did meet somebody who was rich, but your challenge is the King of Coins in the reverse, somebody who is very status driven, but they don't have the spiritual depth that you're looking for. I think that you're looking for somebody with spiritual depth, and I think that some of you guys have met people that don't have that. They don't know how to have it. What you'll need to do, the next stage for what you'll need to do in order to find true love is the Seven of Cups in the reverse. I think that you need to streamline your choices and make a definite choice on what it is that you want going forward with that Seven of Cups in the reverse. I also feel that you need to, for some of you guys, move yourself out of an illusion. And I feel that the picture that I'm kind of building up here for some of you guys is that you got with someone, King of Coins in the reverse, and this person was very status driven. It was all about them. It was all, possibly could be all about the money, all about the way that you looked, all about how you dressed, all about, you know, what you did for a job, what you did for a living, this, that and the other. But I think that, you know, this was your challenge, and as a result of that challenge, you guys have been focusing, or will focus with this Ten of Swords in 2018 in removing that challenge with this person wasn't particularly giving to you, especially on an emotional level, and as a result of that, your focus will be on overcoming this energy, releasing this type of energy, because your goal is maybe with this Three of Wands in the reverse to do things a bit closer to home, to be more intimate, to be perhaps more family orientated. If you look at the Three of Wands in the upright and the Seven of Cups in the upright, they can kind of be similar cards in a way, because this person has a vision and they're looking outward and they're saying, oh, I'm waiting for that amazing thing to come to me. And the Seven of Cups looks up and he says, oh, look at all those cups, look at that vision. It's all about vision, both cards are. But I think that your goal is not to have so much of a vision for something you don't feel is right for you, because in the reverse this also means there's no future in it. You don't see a future. So if we flip it on its head and say it's a goal, I think that this is to get things a little bit more smaller and more intimate in your life, and not be so much about people who come to you with fanciful, egotistical, because this can be a man of high stature, man or male or female, and they can come with huge egos. So your challenge is somebody perhaps who had an ego, and somebody who was perhaps very, very status driven. And I think that, you know, if you want to have true love, this is all about reducing down, making choices very carefully, putting things into order. That Seven of Cups energy showing there, because you guys in 2018 are the Six of Cups, okay? So you guys might have been involved in or you might be involved, and I think that this is who you are. So I think going on from the past, and I think that you were in a relationship, or you've been in a relationship that was very much a very close one. I think there was a soulmate connection between you and an individual, okay? But the reason why you want to find true love is the Hermit in the reverse. You might have found very, very isolated or very cut off from this individual. And I think it is because you did feel very cut off from an individual and very isolated from them. I think that you guys were in a very connected relationship, or what you felt was your soulmate relationship with the Six of Cups. But I think that why you want to find true love is because this person either was very kind of cut off from you, or you had to cut yourself off from them. Coming in, what you'll experience in terms of finding true love is death in the reverse. So some of you guys, it might be if somebody cut themselves off from you, or even if you cut themselves off from them, you'll want to return to that. Death in the reverse is a resurrection. Alright, so not many tarot readers explain it that way. A lot of tarot readers will say that it's living in the past, it's the inability to let go. And for some of you guys, it will be the inability to let go of this. And death in the reverse can also be, you know, well, if you guys are finding it difficult to move on from what you are used to in terms of a certain type of partner, it might be that you want to return to that with the death in the reverse card. You can't let go of it. Whether it's somebody who wears the best suits, somebody who smells like flaming aftershave 24/7, somebody who's got lots of money, somebody who could show you the good life, somebody who, whatever the case is. I think a lot of this was based on a material thing, and I think that you're coming home in 2018, Leo. I think that you're becoming more spiritual about what you want in terms of relationships, because I get the impression that there was somebody around you where it was all about the physical or the material rather than the spiritual, and I think that's what a lot of you guys are looking for, and this is why you didn't seem to gel with an individual here. Hopes or fears in terms of love is the Three of Coins. So you want to work with someone. Your hopes are to work and develop a relationship with an individual. That's what your hopes are, because the Three of Coins can represent many things when it comes to love. It can represent one person. It can represent a third party. It can represent one person who's trying to make a choice between two. Third spoke in the will, but it can also represent, when it's in the upright, working in partnership, in a harmonious partnership with another individual, and building on that and making it work. And the overall advice card for how you find true love in 2018, Leo. Knight of Coins. Okay, if you're dedicated enough, you will find what you want. You have to be dedicated to the cause. That's your advice. Because some of you guys are faltering here, and I don't think that this is a return. I don't think somebody's resurrected from the dead, or they're coming back. I think this is you guys returning to a certain status or a way of being, Leo, that you really can't let go of. And that's why the advice is, well, if you want to find true love, you've got to be serious about the cause. Because the Knight of Coins is about a cause. It's about dedication. And it's about saying, I don't want to do this anymore. So this Knight of Pentacles here, out of all the knights, he'd probably be the best one, to be honest with you, because he's got a cause and he's got a long-term goal that he wants to fulfill. So this card represents dedication and loyalty and commitment. So if you want to find true love, you've got to be committed to whatever it is that you want. Because some of you guys are going to falter and you're going to want to go back to this. And I think that you guys withdrew with the Hermit energy. I think the reason why you want to find true love is because you didn't feel comfortable with that Hermit energy in the reverse. In your foundation. Hermits in the reverse tend to take themselves out of situations that they don't feel comfortable in. There's not much difference really between Hermit reverse and Hermit in the upright. But Hermit reverse says, really, I'm cutting certain things out. And I think that this is you, actually, Leo. I think that in the foundation, it's all about you cutting yourself off from a path that you didn't feel was right for you. I want to see why in your foundation we have the Hermit reverse. Why is the Hermit reverse in Leo's foundation? Why is the Hermit reverse in Leo's foundation? Page of Cups. So I see that Page of Cups, love, flirtation. I think that what happened here was, in your foundation, the reason that you want to find true love. Now, the Page of Cups, be careful of that card. Because, yeah, it's all about love and flirtation, but it's not the most serious of love. Most serious love that you can find. I think this Page of Cups was potentially the... Sorry, if you hear sneezing, it's my little niece. She's here with me. She's got a bit of a cold. So if you hear sneezing through the video, it's just my niece sneezing away. So just don't worry about that. This Page of Cups, I think, would be the King of Coins. I think they're the same character. I think that you guys withdrew. In your foundation, it was all about you guys withdrawing from this type of character, the Page of Cups from the upright, which would be a childish, possibly immature individual. So I think for you, Leos, the reason that you want to find true love is because you don't want immature relationships. You don't just want flirtatious relationships and people saying the nicest of things, and you want people to follow through. And as a result of that, I think that you guys were very reluctant. In terms of your quest to find true love, it was all about the Knight of Swords in the reverse, and this was about thinking first. Okay, Three of Swords in the reverse. I think that as a result of that, you guys withdrew from a situation. In order to find true love, I think that you withdrew from a situation in order to find your sanity with this Three of Swords in the reverse. Three of Swords in the reverse is all about healing. So when we heal, we find our sanity. If you've ever broken up with anyone, which I suspect a lot of you have, Leos, you'll go through a time of madness. Absolute madness, where you don't know what's going on, what day it is, what this, what that. But this is in order to find your sanity again, in order to find your peace. So I think that the first stage of you guys finding true love in 2018 is that you guys are withdrawing. You're withdrawing in order to find your peace with that Three of Swords in the reverse. Because your hopes are, or your goals towards finding true love is the Three of Wands in the reverse. Nine of Swords. So the Three of Wands in the reverse is about, this is about delays. This is about something that comes to a standstill. And this is about something that there is no future in. But I think I'm going to use the word standstill here with the Three of Swords. Your goal is to stop. Three of Wands in the reverse means something is not manifesting any longer. It's not coming to you. And you've got the Nine of Swords here. So I think that your goals are to stop worry, to stop situations that cause you hurt, that cause you pain with that Nine of Swords energy. And as a result of that, in order to get that, your focus, Leo, will be on the Ten of Swords in the reverse. And let's see what shows up with this Ten of Swords in the reverse. The Magician. Yeah, it's lovely. Your focus will be on healing from this situation in order to start manifesting the right relationships in with the Magician energy. Because your challenge is there was a King of Coins in the reverse. And I think this person, this King of Coins in the reverse, Yeah, there you go. There's a King of Coins in the reverse and a King of Wands. I think there was I think your challenge is that there was a person around you. I think this is the same person. I don't think it's two people. It could have been that the challenge was two people. You know, it could be. Because you can have... And King of Wands is a nice enough character, but he's not always the greatest character either. He's okay. Ambitious. Flirtatious. Very, very motivated. Very interested character. But... You know, if this is one person, Leo, I think that your challenge is you found someone here. But this was a very self-serving individual who was very ambitious to get your attention. They were very ambitious to have you with this King of Wands energy. And I think that as a result of it, and it might also be that there are, because these are two people, so it could be that there were two people, there were one person. It might be that they had, you know, very self-serving with the King of Coins energy because they were ambitious to have what they wanted. King of Wands is a very virile individual. So this person would have probably been very ambitious for sex or very ambitious to have passion with you, that type of thing. But it's all self-serving with the individual here. There's no love involved with either of these characters, I feel, because they're in a challenge position. And as a result of that, Leo. And also, the funny thing is, you, Leo, King of Wands is Leo card, so this could be you, and we can see you looking over at the King of Coins. So it might be, and Wands represent attraction. So if we look at it another way, we could say that your challenge, Leo, is that you're always attracting in this type of individual. Because the King of Wands, Queen of Wands represent to attract in. So it might be that you guys are always attracting, or you're always attracted to, because we look at the King of Wands, and King of Wands is a character that's always attracted to something. So I would now say that this is you. And I would say that your challenge, Leo, is that you're always attracted to this type of dude. Very charismatic, King of Coins in the reverse. Very virile, very sexually good looking. Very, some of you guys very tall, very dark, handsome. King of Coins. Coins usually represent dark, swarthy looking individuals. Okay, some of you, you know, somebody who's a money person, drives a nice car, that type of thing. Very into the material, very into the status driven. I think that you guys being the King of Wands, because King of Wands is a Leo card, I think that you are very attracted. Your challenge is you're always attracted to that. But the best way that you overcome this challenge is the Nine of Cups in the reverse. And I think it's not to celebrate. Because the Nine of Cups in the reverse is a lack of celebration. Alright, I think the way that you overcome this is with the Nine of Cups not to celebrate the moon. So don't celebrate things that... how can I say? Because the moon is all about secrecy. And the moon is all about things that wax and wane. Emotions that go up and down. Things that you don't know. Things that your lack of awareness. But it's saying something about the Nine of Cups in the reverse and the moon. So I think that your challenge is, or the best way to overcome this is to not to celebrate. I don't know what to call this, whether this is the unknown or... I'm going to pull another card because I almost feel like the sentence is unfinished, Leo. I think that how you overcome this is not to celebrate. Don't celebrate this, whoever the King of Coins is. Because when we first had the King of Coins, this was the only card we had after this. So this is in line with the King of Coins. I think the best way to deal with this is not to celebrate perhaps what you consider to be beauty or attractivity based on the material, based on the outer. So if you're a sucker for a pretty face, or you're a sucker for the way someone dresses, or you're a sucker for the material or the outer life of an individual, I think that what the universe is saying is don't celebrate these things. Because your lack of awareness with this moon energy, your lack of understanding of the spiritual is leaving you lacking in terms of enlightenment to who you truly are. Because the Hanged Man in the reverse speaks about a lack of enlightenment in terms of who you are and what a situation is. So don't celebrate this, the King of Coins in the reverse, because you guys are attracted to the King of Coins in the reverse. That's your challenge. But the universe is saying, well, don't celebrate this. Why are you celebrating this energy? Why are you celebrating someone who's all about the money or the looks or the status? Don't celebrate this, because your lack of spiritual awareness with the Moon card is what's keeping you from making those changes with the Hanged Man in the reverse. The next stage that you guys need to focus on is the Seven of Cups in the reverse. And why do you, in order to live a better life, in order to find true love in 2018, why do you need to focus on the Seven of Cups in the reverse? Because of the Devil in the reverse. So if you can streamline your choices, make better choices with that Seven of Cups in the reverse, you're more than likely not going to repeat the patterns with the Devil in the reverse. Because you guys are the Six of Cups, Leo, in terms of love in 2018, and the High Priestess. See, the High Priestess is all about awareness and intuition. And the Six of Cups is about living in the past, often, even if it's in the upright. Oh, this is a soulmate connection. I mean, some of you guys might have a soulmate connection with a High Priestess, but this would be somebody who would be very difficult to get to know. I think you have a connection with a High Priestess. But I think that this is more about having a soulmate connection with the self, the High Priestess, with yourselves. I think this is yourself. Because the High Priestess is you, I feel, in this reading, Leo. I think you have a very strong connection. Something about having a connection with that Six of Cups, but I think it's with the self, the High Priestess. There's something about your intuition here, I think, as well, with this High Priestess energy. Page of Wands in the reverse. I think what's going on for you guys, I had to pull a third card. Sometimes I pull third cards when I'm finding it difficult to try and work out the two energies. I think that you guys are in, you have a soulmate connection with an individual, or this doesn't even have to be soulmate. I think you got a connection with an individual here, Leo. Okay, but I think that this connection is helping you to see with this High Priestess, because she's a seer and she sees and she's got great intuition, that this relationship could simply be for the short term. Page of Wands in the reverse or in the upright is the short term. This is a relationship. I think that your intuition is telling you that this relationship will not follow through with the Page of Wands in the reverse. Or your intuition is telling you that this person is not the person for you. Right, this is the person that you don't feel that you can explore, you know, many lifetimes with. Because the reason why is because of this, the Hermit. I think that you guys are withdrawing from an immature energy around you with this Page of Cups energy. And you're completely, as a result of trying to find true love, completely withdrawn with that Knight of Swords. You're no longer pursuing this situation because you need to recover. Three of Swords. You need to accept that this is something that is not right for you with the Three of Swords in the reverse. You need to draw a line underneath this situation. I'm going to have a look at what's coming in and we're going to quickly go through this really. I don't want to keep it going on for too long. So coming in for you guys, we've got Death in the reverse. And let's have a look what shows with Death in the reverse. What's this a return to? I think that there'll be a return to working hard on oneself with the Eight of Coins. Because the Death in the reverse means to resurrect. So this is resurrecting hard work. This is a return to working hard on yourself with the Eight of Coins showing there. Some of you guys might be returning to working hard in terms of your communication skill with others. Page of Swords, finding out who other people are. Some of you guys might be returning to college or university in order to enhance yourselves. So it might not all be about love in 2018. It looks like you're going through some form of self-development stage with these areas. Because your hopes are the Three of Coins. I think that you want to build a relationship with someone. Obviously with the Three of Coins in the upright. There you go in the Four of Wands. I think you want to build relationships, partnerships that will lead to marriage, that will lead to engagement, that will lead to the happy ever after with the Four of Wands, that will lead to success. But the advice, if you want that, Leo, you've got to do the Knight of Coins. You've got to be persistent and you've got to be dedicated with that Knight of Coins energy. I think you've got to be dedicated to being quite selfish as an individual, the Queen of Wands in the reverse. Queen of Wands, King of Wands, they're both you. Leo, Leo. They can be read as Aries or Leo, interchangeable. I think that you need to be dedicated to focusing completely on your needs with this Queen of Wands in the reverse. Because you're always attracting this in. That's the problem, Leo. Let's go through this reading again. How do you guys find true love in 2018 and beyond? Well, I think that you guys are the Six of Cups. And I think that you have been very much connected to an individual with that Six of Cups energy. That could be a soulmate, a very strong connection that you have with an individual, possibly feeling that you've been met through many lifetimes with this individual. But I think that this situation has given you the knowledge, the inner knowledge with this High Priestess energy, that this isn't a relationship that is for the long haul with the Page of Wands in the reverse. That this is something that you could tire off quite easily, or they could tire off quite easily. I think it's more them. I think it's giving you the knowledge that this is a situation that they are tiring off, or they have tired off with that Page of Wands in the reverse, or this is a situation that is going to fizzle out very quickly, because the Page of Wands in the reverse represents boredom and somebody who fizzles out. Interest fizzles out quite quickly. So I think that you guys are involved or have been involved with the Six of Cups in a soulmate relationship, but your intuition might be telling you that this will fizzle out quite quickly, because you guys, the reason why you want to find true love is that it might be that this person here, this might be the person, and what they've done is they have completely withdrawn themselves from your love, Page of Cups. So I think somebody withdrew themselves from your love here, because the Page of Cups is not just a card about immaturity and flirtatiousness, it's about love, offering love. I think somebody withdrew from your love, so somebody wasn't answering you. I think in the foundation, it could be for some of you guys, somebody ignored your calls, they ignored your texts, that type of thing. And as a result of that, in order to find true love, what you've done is the Knight of Swords. You've completely drawn out back in order to overcome any type of pain, or even in order to avoid any type of pain with this Three of Swords in the reverse. Because your goal is the Three of Wands in the reverse. That is not to seek, because the Three of Wands in the upright is to seek. And it's the wait, but it's to seek. Can you see that he's walking up a hill? He's about to go and seek something. So your goals for love is not to seek painful situations. You don't want to seek anything that's painful here, Leo. And as a result of that, your focus will be on the Ten of Swords in the reverse. And this can be avoidance as well. So let's put it down to it. Ten of Swords in reverse can be avoiding ending or avoiding painful situations. So your focus will be on avoiding painful situations. Possibly avoiding painful situations with manipulators. Magicians represent manipulators. So I think the focus will actually be on avoiding painful situations with manipulators, the magician. Because your challenge is you're always attracted, the King of Wands, to these types of individuals. They're very self-serving, very selfish, very, very me characters of the King of Coins in the reverse. But the way that you overcome that is to give no value to it with the Nine of Cups in the reverse. Because it's your lack of awareness with this moon energy showing here that is keeping you held up where you are. That is keeping you from seeing truly situations for what they are. It is also your deep feelings, or what you consider the illusion, because the moon card is all about illusion. So it's also, Leo, your illusion of love with that moon energy that is keeping you from a state of enlightenment with the Hanged Man in the reverse. So you're always underneath an illusion in terms of love. That's the problem. And the universe is really saying, you know what, here, you know that this isn't going to last long. You know that these types of relationships are going to fizzle out pretty quickly, because this isn't you, this is the other person. The Hermit reverse is the other individual. So the Hermit reverse is always isolating themselves. They're always running out on somebody who wants to offer love. Page of Cups. So whoever this is, Leo, they're always isolating themselves from, you. So they're ignoring texts, or they're ignoring phone calls. So what you guys have done in order to find true love is said, okay, I'm going to withdraw because I need to kind of just heal over this situation, get rid of it and move on. And I'm no longer investing or seeking painful situations that cause me torture and pain, because as a result of that, what I think I'll do is retreat. Ten of Swords in the reverse. I think I will delay with this Ten of Swords in the reverse, or avoid painful situations with people who choose to manipulate me. And therefore you guys, the challenge is, because the challenge is the King of Wands, you're always attracted to these types of self-serving, selfish individuals. But the best way to overcome that, don't give any power or any influence, and certainly don't celebrate this type of individual, put them on a pedestal, because it's your emotional weakness and illusion of what you consider love to be that is stopping you from facing enlightenment, from becoming enlightened. The next stage of how you find true love, well, face up to the reality. Make better choices. Make a choice not to repeat patterns with the devil in the reverse. Because what's coming in, which is quite nice, is death. You guys will find that you'll have a return to working hard, possibly working hard on developing mentally, or developing some form of mental strength with the Page of Swords in terms of how you start seeing and viewing true love in 2018. Some of you guys, it might be you have a return to work. Possibly returning to university, working on, for example, your own psychology with this Page of Swords energy. Or maybe some form of course or something like that. Because your hopes are to develop Three of Coins. Happy, joyful, prosperous relationships. The advice is if you want to find true love in 2018, you need to devote yourself to you. Queen of Wands in the reverse. This isn't anybody else. This is you. You need to devote yourself to making yourself far more stronger and resilient, I feel, with the Queen of Wands in the reverse. Very good reading. Let's just quickly get your advice cards. If you want to find true love, it's not about becoming a bitch. Queen of Wands in the reverse can be seen as being a bit of a bitch, but she's not. If you want to find true love in 2018, you really need to devote yourself to who you are. Queen of Wands in the reverse. She really just focus on her. I'm not telling you to focus on being a mean girl, but really just focus on really who you are and what you want and what you deserve most of all. Universe Spirit, we'll do this card in a moment. So, Universe Spirit, the Romance Angels. Universe Spirit, what is the advice that you have for Leo in terms of how they find true love in 2018? Show me one card. Attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. Okay. You will attract romantic love in 2018, guys. But it's about living in the moment and feeling happy in that moment. What you feel is what you attract. The second piece of advice is from the Guardian Angels. Let's get this one here. Universe Spirit, what is the advice that you have for Leo in 2018 in terms of how they attract or find true love? Show me. Seven of Action. I think that's the Seven of Swords. You're being called upon to claim your personal power. Feel confident as your angels will give you the strength to say no when it's the right thing to do for yourself. Your struggle may actually stem from an unresolved inner conflict rather than a conflict with others. Well, there you go. It said it itself. It said it itself. The Seven of Swords is this. This is the other piece of advice. Claim your personal power, and that's what you're doing. Queen of Wands in the reverse is all about personal power. You've got to be absolutely, the advice is, be absolutely devoted to empowering yourself, even if it has to be to the detriment of other people with that Queen of Wands in the reverse. You are being called upon to claim your personal power and feel confident as your angels will give you the strength to say no when it's the right thing to do. Alright, work on your personal power. And the final card, what is the lesson that needs to be learned? What is the lesson? What is the lesson that needs to be learned for Leos in order to find true love in 2018? Show me. You need to have faith. Have faith that the right person will come your way. And that's all very good and dandy, but the lesson is have faith in yourself. Have faith that you can attract the right person in. Your challenge is, you know you're always doing this, you're always attracting in the selfish, self-serving type of individual. The person who wants pleasure, no strings attached. The person who wants to dominate you. The person who's money orientated, but you don't really want that. So give no kudos to it, Nine of Cups in the reverse, because it's your illusion of love that is keeping you stuck with the Hanged Man. It's not the reality, it's the illusion that you're stuck in. But here you're waking up, because this Six of Cups, this relationship, your intuition will tell you when it's going to fizzle out. Page of Wands in the reverse is to fizzle out rather quickly. Or stop venturing towards it, stop moving towards it. This is all about empowering yourself now in 2018. If you want true love to come in, don't give kudos to things that are not giving payback to you. You must give kudos to the self if you want true love to come in, and then you will have it. All right, that's your reading, guys. I will see you on your How to Live a Better Life. If you've not seen that, go and check it out. Take care. Bye-bye.